Hey guys, BMAN here. Welcome to today's video. Today we've got an awesome one for you guys. What we have today is Black Ops 7 multiplayer glitches, guys. Yes, this is awesome. We're going to have you running Perk Greed without even having Perk Greed unlocked, without even needing it in your class, so you can have Perk Greed and you can have Overkill. I'm going to be able to have you running two of the same weapon in the same class if you want to do that, and we can even have you running camos that would wipe in all game without them wiping over death, and I'm going to show you guys how to duplicate camos from one account to the other account so that you can get those camos from your friend. If your friends unlock the camo 1 prestige camo, you can go and unlock a prestige camo on a different weapon, and between the two of you, you have half the grind to have the same camos, and you can just use them as normal, guys. So with that said, this is absolutely awesome for people with friends that want to share camos. This is awesome for people that prestige and don't have Perk Greed unlocked and want that extra perk and all sorts, guys. So with that said, you guys know the deal. Get down there if you haven't already. Smash that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not already. Leave me that awesome comment. We'll have a quick word about the channel sponsor and then we'll just get straight into this, guys. And as you see here, as you did see there, 4 perks right here. 4 perks are active, and we're not even at a level on this account. This account's only level 20. It doesn't even have Perk Greed unlocked, guys. Smash that like button. Let's get into this. Want to unlock all the new mastery camos like Singularity? Check out MitchCactus, the biggest and most reliable in Call of Duty. They offer instant delivery DLC codes like Monster Energy and lobbies delivered in under an hour. Everything is 100% safe and legit for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Trusted by the community, seen all over YouTube, MitchCactus has over 20,000 reviews, making them the go-to for all things Call of Duty and other games like Battlefield 6. Some deals may be limited time only, so get in quick and use code BMAN for 5% off. Okay, now let's get into this. Now, if you guys hear a lawnmower on the background, my neighbor's mowing his lawn. Sorry, guys, it just is what it is. Now, with that said, this is what we're going to be covering. We're going to be showing you guys how we've got Perk Greed, an extra Perk Greed perk in a class, but we don't even have Perk Greed unlocked yet, okay? So we'll cover that first. Then we will go in and we'll cover how to use these locked camos that would wipe without them wiping, and you can use them onto any gun. So you'll be able to just get the camos onto your account onto one weapon, and then you can just run them on other weapons. But with that said, you need to own blueprints to be able to use that one. We'll cover that one next, and at the same time we will cover how to run double weapons, and then after that I will get in and I'll show you guys how to obtain the camos that wipe from your friend's account with a duplication glitch. So that's the order we're going to do things. Let's get in and show you guys how I went along and got a 4th perk equipped on here without the Perk Greed. To do this one, I had to use the second class, and to do that, what you need to do is we need to have Perk Greed in this class, and then we need to be able to select the Perk Greed perk and go across to this loadout and then apply the perk into this loadout, okay? So we have to combine quite a few glitches for this. So what we first have to do is we first have to get this class with Perk Greed. So I've cleared this class out, so this is no longer the glitched out class, and we're going to show you how to do it. So we need to get Perk Greed into here. To do that, that is in loadout 2. So first we need to go into private match where everything is unlocked. Then when we get in private match, we need to find the same loadout that's next to the one that we actually want the perk in. So we want the perks to end up in class 1. But we want to put Perk Greed into class 2. So in the private match, we come over to our custom loadout 2. We need to build one gun that requires gunfighter wildcard, so it has to have over 5 attachments. After that, you need to select another gun that doesn't have over 5 attachments into the class. Then go along and select Perk Greed. Then go along and select the Perk Greed perk that you want equipped. Keep a note, the perk you select needs to be a perk that you actually have unlocked online. This cannot be a locked perk, otherwise it will wipe. So we're going to go along and we're going to equip Tac Sprinter. So we put Tac Sprinter in. Now, this is more for when you're online, this perk that you have to equip. But at this point, it doesn't matter. Now that we've got this set up like this, we have Perk Greed in the class 2, and we have another gun ready set up with gunfighter wildcard required when we equipped it. Now, once we go along and do this, we back out. Now we come back in, and now all we do is we come back to our gun with gunfighter wildcard, we equip this and we back out to online, and then we use the undo option. This option here, undo. You press undo once you get back online, and what that will do is pull this class into online. So let's do that right now. We come into here, we come along and we equip this one, and then we back out into online. Now online we say undo. Now we come across and that class is now sitting over here. This won't stay here, guys. This is just temporary class that we can use to have perk greed here. Now that we've got this class here, what we want to do is we want to enter into this thing here, and at the same time we need to press LB to go across to this class, and it actually goes into it in this class. So we end up pressing A on perk greed and on perk greed and LB at the same time. A and LB, just like this. Now we can go along and we can equip a third perk. So we're going to go along as perk greed. We're going to put tax sprinter in as our perk greed perk. Now we've come along and this class here now has tax sprinter as its perk greed, guys. You can't see it there, but when you get in game, you'll actually see on the sides when you choose your class, you'll load in, it will have it there, and it will all be working, guys. But the cool thing is we don't even have perk greed in here. Now the other class, that one, see, the wildcard wipes out, so don't bother trying to do it this other way and keeping it in there. This, we're just using that loadout 2 as a temporary class to be able to get the perk over into this one. And because we do not have any locked items equipped, this class does not wipe. The actual perk that we have equipped is not a locked item, so it doesn't wipe out, and it's not requiring us to have the locked item equipped to be able to use it, guys. So this works awesomely. Now that is how you get perk greed active into your class without even needing perk greed. You can go along and select other wildcards, and that fourth perk remains in this class working, guys. Now we can go along and we can set this class up to be able to do the next glitch. Now let's get into how to use camos that would normally wipe that you've got from other accounts, so like gold or any other camo or prestige camo and stuff like that. So as you see here, when we equipped it in, it just wipes out. Now also as a bonus, you only need the camo on one single blue gun in your profile, and you can actually run that camo on a lot of all the other guns. It's a camo swap and all sorts as well, guys. So with that said, this does have some requirements. The requirements for this glitch is you have one gun, just the base of the gun. It does not need to be on a blueprint, but it needs to have 2 different camos on it that wipe. And on top of that, it needs one of those builds to have 1 attachment, and the other 2 builds to have no attachment. So as you see here, we've got 2 of one build that's got the same camo, and then we have another camo on the other build, and 2 with no attachments that have got different camos. Okay, now how this works is any blueprint that you have can take on the camo. So what you will do is you will start the game. Then you can fully customize these blueprints too and have it however you want this set up. Then as long as this is a blueprint, this will work. If this is not a blueprint that you start with, that you're trying to apply the camo with, it will only apply the camo for 1 life. But if it's a blueprint, it will apply it for the whole game. Now also, what this does is you're able to run double weapons. So what you will do is you will start with this gun. Then we go along and we equip the gun with the camo that wipes and no attachment. Then after we equip that, we go along and we equip the gun with the camo that wipes a different camo and 1 attachment. Then after that, we can go along and we can select any other gun that has the camo that would wipe and no attachment, and we can choose to run that camo on the blueprint that we started with, guys, for the rest of the game. And then after that, as class 2, the secondary weapon, we can go along and we can just select any blueprint that we have saved with a camo, even if it wipes, and just equipped it and it will work, guys. And it can even be a blueprint of the same gun that we're running in the primary, guys. So with that said, that's how you'll run double weapons. Let's go in game and show you that actually in action now after I've explained that. So what I need to do is we've got this class here, and you will see in game this also has the tack sprinting perk as well. We start off with this, and you can actually do it all together in the one class. So let's load in game and show you guys that. Okay guys, so we've loaded in game, right? We have our class, the class here. And as you see here, it actually has the 4 perks, right? So that's all working fine. Now you select your class, and this is how you get it to do all the cool camo stuff. As you notice, this is just this gun with no camo. Now to put a camo on it, we go across to the gun that we have saved with the setup like we said. We equip the first one. Then we back out of the loadouts and go back in, and then we equip the second one, that's the different camo and the one attachment. We back out, we go back in, and then we equip the other one that has no attachment and a camo that would wipe. Now that's all that we need to do for that class. That is now just going to apply that camo to the gun that we started with. Now as a bonus, we could also go along and we could equip our other gun into here, even if it's the same weapon, but it's got a different camo that would wipe on it, and now we can run the both of them. Now we've got those simple as, easy as, guys. Now as soon as we respawn, you will see we will have those. And also on top of that, it does not wipe over death because we use blueprints, guys. Now if you don't use a blueprint for that stuff, then it will wipe over death. But as you see here, now we get to run the cool prestige camo that's duplicated from my main account onto here, and we get to run this, and we're running the perk greed, even though we're not even a high enough level to be able to have perk greed and everything, guys. And as you see here, when we die, it doesn't just reset on death or anything. It actually lasts for the entirety of the game, guys. It's absolutely awesome. So you just quickly set it up at the start of the game, which is nothing hard to do, and it's real easy, and then you can go along and you can run all of those locked camos on any blueprint. As you see, we don't even need to store them on the blueprint. You store the camo on one gun without taking up heaps of room on your console, and as long as you own blueprints and stuff like that, you can do this. Or as a bonus, before we get into how to dupe the camos over, we'll show you guys that you can actually, what you can do with these camos to actually pull blueprints. So what you can also do with this is if you've got a blueprint, blueprints like this will come across to here, right? So we will start with this blueprint right here in this class. So we'll come across and we will select that class, and we'll show you guys how to pull a blueprint. We're going to pull a really cool blueprint right here. So what we want to do is start with this gun with no attachments on it. So, well, if the game would let me actually go into it, this UI is very, very bad. And then we come to this gun right here, right? So we start with this gun. It's a blueprint. It's got no attachments. Now, all we do is we swap to a gun, one of the ones with the camo that wipes. Then we back out, then we go along, and now we can go across to one of these other guns, this gun right here, and it's going to pull a cool blueprint of this gun. We select that gun. Now, when we go like this and we respawn, we're going to spawn with a cool blueprint for that gun too, guys. So here you see here, and now we got a cool blueprint for the gun and all sorts. Now, I think if we can go along, I don't have the attachments unlocked on this one. We could go along and we could equip the attachments right now and complete the blueprint in game and all sorts. It's just the same as Black Ops 6, guys. But that's how you can go along. You can pull blueprints and all sorts, guys. Free blueprints and everything. With that said, let's get into how to duplicate between accounts. Let's show how to duplicate camos between accounts from others. What you do is you set the camo up onto whatever camo you're trying to duplicate. You set it up into the gun and all of your classes on one gun just everywhere, so that no matter what class you end up managing to dupe over, you get the gun. You just try and do one camo at a time because it can be annoying at the moment, guys. A lot of the times you'll dupe over a camo, then it'll just remove the dupe out of your, if you've got an unlocked camo on it. But then sometimes it won't remove the camo, and that's the time you're going for. So what you do, so first step is to go and make sure that the account that you're duplicating from has the gun and with the camo on it in all of its classes. It's just best to make sure it's in all the classes. Then you can be sure that if only one class dupes over, then you've got it. Okay, so now that this profile here has all of the camo in the class that we're trying to dupe over, we bring in player 2. So we bring in player 2. This is the account we're duplicating from. Oh, 2, sorry. So we're duplicating from player 1 to player 2. Now, with player 1, controller 1, we go to the weapons tab, we come into the loadouts tab, we come into here with player 1, controller 1, and then we press A on controller 2. It's going to bug out the UI, and then quickly with controller 1, we have to go back to their loadouts. So we do that, A on controller 2, with controller 1, we go to the weapons tab and back to the loadouts. Now we back out of here, we come into there with the player 2's controller, then we back out with player 2, controller 2, we go to the lobby and to the weapons tab, and then sometimes that can be enough to be able to get the dupes to show over. Now, sometimes it won't be enough and that won't work. Now, this is where it comes to. All the different profiles behave differently, but this is pretty much the method to be able to do it. Pretty much what you want to do is quickly, whenever you go into a mode, the one that you're duplicating from, you want that one to be the one that selects to go into the mode, and that controller and the one that you're duplicating from needs to quickly go across to their weapons tab, come into their loadouts, come into this screen, and then the one that you're the other controller, not the one that went into the screen, the other controller needs to press A on this. It will bug this UI out, and you need to quickly, on the controller that you're duplicating from, go to the weapons tab and try and go into the loadouts tab, and then on the other one you're duping to, go into the loadouts, back out, come to the lobby and come to the weapons tab, and that can be enough to make it dupe over, guys. Now, if it doesn't dupe over, you just go into another mode and you try it back to back and doing the modes, and eventually it just works, guys. Now, this is the way just to make it work when your profile's being difficult. For sometimes it'll just work the very first time you do it on the next one, and then the next time you go to dupe, maybe it'll give you trouble, but this is all the process. You just carry on doing that process. So it didn't work in this mode. We're going to go across into private match mode with the controller that we're duping from. We come across, we come quickly to the weapons tab and come into their loadouts. Now it's going to boot us out of here. Just wait for that. Then we go back into here with the controller that we're duping from. Then we come to the private match, and then we press A on the other controller. Then quickly with the controller with the profile we're duping from, we come to the loadouts. Then we come in, then we back out. And with the other controller, player 2, we go into their loadouts, we come back out, we come to the play and back to the weapons tab. And then we come in, and sometimes that will get it to dupe over here into this side. Now, sometimes it won't, like now, it's been really difficult. So now, with controller 1, we back out of here, we go quickly to the weapons tab, and we do this every time we go into an area. We go over into the weapons tab to this screen, and on the other one, we press A, and we go back, and you repeat this until you get it to dupe over, guys. Now, this one didn't dupe over here. Come across, come in, and did we get it to dupe over? It didn't dupe over, it's been difficult. So now we go over into zombies. So we back out with player 1, we come down and we do the same process. We go into the mode, we go quickly to the weapons tab and come over to here. Then we go into this mode, and with the other controller, we press A. Then we quickly go across to the weapons tab, we come over to here, and sometimes it will have trouble going in, but just go in, and then we back out with controller 2, we go in, we back out. With controller 2, we go to the play and back to the weapons tab, and then it should be done. And now we have the camo over here, and we can get the camo, guys. See? So it's just about keep going until it just works for you. Sometimes you will get it to dupe over in the very first mode you try it with, and then sometimes it won't work on that mode. It might work when you try it in private match, and if it doesn't work there, it might work when you come back out of private match. If it doesn't work there, it might work when you come over and do it over in zombies. Okay, guys? So it's just that doing that process in different modes, and eventually you will get your profiles to dupe over. Some profiles will dupe over really easy, without fail, every time in the first mode. And then other ones you'll have to be a lot more difficult for. Now, once we got it to dupe over, all we need to do is just make a change to this. So we'll add a charm to this one, and now we save that blueprint just like that. Now that blueprint gets saved as a blueprint on this profile, and we've got it. Simple as, easy as. Now we can just restart up and we can load up to be able to do the rest. Okay, so we've restarted, and now we'll come in and we'll come over to here, and now we have that account. See, after a full restart, we've still got that gun, and now we've got that gun on this account, right? Now, if we to equip that gun into this class, it's just going to wipe out because that's a camo that's duped over from another account. That's going to complete today's video, guys. Now, just be aware, when you're doing the dupe, sometimes you will dupe and then it will remove another dupe, and it will do that sometimes, but just keep at it, because I managed, while it was doing that, I managed to get these all saved in here with the dupes, guys. So I managed to save some. I actually duped over quite a few others that actually got removed while I was doing these ones. So it is a thing that sometimes when you restart the app, some of the blueprints that you create and you've duped and saved and all sorts of stuff like that just seem to go missing, guys. Now that's just a thing that does happen. Just be with it and do multiple ones and all sorts until you get through and get it done, guys. That's what I had to do, and eventually you get your profile with the full setup like this, and then you're set to go for that point forward, guys. Now that's all you need to do. You just need to get this set up here onto one gun and you're good to go. That said, you guys know what to do. Get down there if you haven't already. Smash that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not already. Leave me an awesome comment and keep being awesome. Thank you guys for watching my videos, and I'll catch you in the next one. BMAN